What is up, everybody? We are continuing the shiny badge quest. Yesterday, did about a 11-hour stream and was able to get a shiny Squovit. And I didn't even realize it was shiny at first. I'm colorblind, and it was just like it looked normal to me. I didn't realize it was pink, and then got totally floored when I realized it was shiny. So that was very exciting. But we're going to continue this. We're going to try to beat badge one and then get set up for the second hunt. So we're not going to be specifically hunting anything in this stream. We're just going to be advancing the plot a little bit. So let's get started. And just one moment. But yeah, we will hopefully beat the first gym today, and we're gonna just look for inspiration on every single um, route to see what we might want to hunt. I have a couple things in mind. We'll talk through it though, but you guys can help me decide what shiny I end up targeting. So first off, there's some pretty good encounters on this route that we're on. We're on Route 4. We just got like our jerseys from the commissioner. Commissioner Goodell gave us the jerseys. He doesn't seem like a good guy. Something tells me that he's gonna be bad. But basically, I'm really into Gossifleur and Growlithe. I think those two will be great shinies. Normally, I'd say Zigzagoon. However, we have the shiny Squovit now, so I don't think I need another normal type. And because of how like difficult it's going to be to find these, I'm going to probably stick to just probably going to stick to just hunting the Growlithe and Gossifleur if we do this route. And there's also a Tyrogue encounter at 2%, so we can see Tyrogue in the overworld. So that'll be a fun one to rack up. So we're not doing complete full odds hunting, but we basically through the manipulating the shiny odds, you basically end up getting a ton of full odds encounters. So I assume I'll get a full odds shiny at some point during this route. But for now, we are going to honestly let's catch a Gossifleur real quick. We'll lead just so we can see what Squovit looks like here. Look at that shiny Squovit. It's so pretty. All right. We're going to catch this. I will probably need to heal up a little bit too, actually. Gossifleur is a very interesting ability as well, so that'll be something to consider. So it gets, what are its two abilities? Cotton Down, basically, I think anytime you make contact, it lowers the defense of like everybody. So pretty convenient, and it has one other good ability. I can't remember off the top of my head. Let me check. What is it? For some reason, I cannot find Gossifleur on this list. I was like staring at it for Eldegoss. Here we go. So Eldegoss gets a Regenerator. So we love Regenerator, and then Cotton Down is a pretty sweet ability too. So two good abilities, and it has a great shiny. So that's high up. We're definitely gonna consider um, getting a Growlithe as well. I don't have a shiny Growlithe, and just shiny Arcanine is awesome. So that's pretty high on the list. And I think overall, in this gas, um, should go box that actually. We need to go heal and box. But I'm definitely Gossifleur's high on the list, but the other potential encounter, and Gossifleur actually works really well with the second gym. It's a water gym, I believe, so we get some good utility out of Gossifleur, but I also kind of want a Meowth. I love Meowth, and Berserker is just a cool. Um, was it? Is that a cross evolution, cross generation poke? It's not a regional form because it's not. Um, yeah, the regional forms hold the same deck. This is like a new evolution. So I think the Meowth is a regional form, and then Berserker is something else. But I don't know the semantics. You tell me in chat what Berserker is. Okay, now we're just gonna go take out the route. I don't think we need to catch anything else. But yeah, that was an electric stream yesterday. Couldn't believe my eyes when I saw it sparkle. Stunky has a good shiny, but it's not my favorite, and I just don't really want Stunky on the team. It actually has pretty good typing, but I don't think that's going to be the one. I was trying to keep my school of it below the level cap of 20, but I don't know if it'll happen. We might be a little bit above, but he's the only member of the team. We can accept some over leveling for that. All right, so let's. This might be kind of a tough battle. Yikes. Okay, perfect. Hopefully we get a crit. These fighting types are pretty scary at this point in the game. We have a cave coming up too, so I bet there's gonna be more fighting types. All right, perfect. All right, we're good. We're good. We got this. The 5 level gap helps. We also have a shiny Sylveon on the team. Not an official member, but I transferred up a shiny Eevee and evolved it. I was actually intending to evolve it into an Umbreon, but I forgot that if it has a fairy move, then it'll get the fairy evolution into Sylveon. So botched that a little bit, but honestly, I don't have a shiny Sylveon, so it's a pretty cool addition to the team. Shiny Zigzagoon would be very cool. Obstagoon is an unreal shiny, but I just don't want to go back to back normal types. It's just a little boring. And I feel like normal type of all types is pretty solid for just getting general coverage, but I don't think I want to start the game off that way. We're not maybe towards the end of the game, but I think we're gonna try to diversify the types across the team as much as possible. We got 8 hunts coming up, so but yeah, Meowth and Gossifleur are the top choices right now. With I would also be hunting Growlithe while hunting the Gossifleur, and there's some cool options on the Route 4 where you can get Meowth, so definitely in play. Might get the Greedent evolution. Yeah. I'm check what the level caps are, just because I want to see where I can go after. Nuzlocke University has a great website for level caps. We're playing with level caps kinda. I don't care that much. Yeah, it's only level 24 to Gym 2, so we'll see. We'll see. I haven't decided yet. Alright. I think we might get paralyzed or poisoned. I can't remember what its ability. I think it's effects for, so anything can happen. Yeah, let's just tackle. There's also a ton of options in the wild area, but I kind of want to save the wild area hunt. I like hunting on the routes a little bit better. Less distractions, you know. You can stay focused on what you want. I'm convincing myself more and more that Gossifleur is the move. And then I have two iconic Gen 8 pokes on the team to start off, which would be pretty sweet. And one thing I like about Eldegoss, it has really good defenses. And ooh, what move was that? Yeah, really good defenses, some solid special attack. Its speed leaves something to be desired, but if it has some speed, oh, that's rapid spin. Yeah, I don't think we'd run that on Gosler, but I never realized that rapid spin raised the speed. I'm a VGC guy, not singles, so I don't really pay attention to rapid spins for sure. A VGC oriented move, or sorry, a singles oriented move rather than for VGC. But yeah, if any of you are joining the stream for the first time, please like and subscribe. Trying to get this YouTube channel off the ground. I will be doing many shiny hunts in Pokemon, which will be funny because I'm colorblind, and you might realize that something's shiny before I do. We're probably going to stick to hunts where it's a very noticeable shiny, but we'll probably throw in at least one or two where it's hard for the normal person to see, so I'll be completely screwed in that case. Something like Slowpoke, maybe. The biggest advantage of getting past the first routes is I finally was able to buy a normal hat. I hate the beanies that it defaults to. It's so ugly. It's just a weird like mop on their head. But yeah, I did my first. I was probably streaming for 11 hours yesterday. It was a lot of fun. Took the Friday off and just committed to gaming all day, and it paid off. I got the first shiny of this badge quest, so we got some Roly-Polies. Roly-Poly is definitely in play. I think it's a really cool shiny. But yeah, I'm open to suggestions on what I should hunt because I'm kind of dialed in on these two routes, but I don't know what comes after the first gym, so there might be a route where I haven't really looked into what the options are just yet, so we'll keep it open for now. But ideally, something that would at least be neutral against the second water gym, but Cossaver's top of the list just because it could give us a legitimate advantage. And it's shiny, so cool. And I could actually tell when it's shiny. I wouldn't be surprised by it. Yeah, very pretty. It's kind of funny. I like, obviously, we always want distinct shinies, but I think sometimes the distinct shiny just doesn't look better than the original, so that always bothers me when I like to notice the shiny, but when it's like Ursaring is one where I kind of like the original better than the actual shiny, but it's not the case for Teddy Ursa. I think Teddy Ursa looks so cute. But we got an honor battle here. Let's get some bites. I think we can flinch this guy out. My Squirt's so much better than theirs. Bah. You see where, for some reason, the body kind of looks the same, but the end of the tail is very distinctly a different color, as well as the ears. So I see it now, but I kind of need that side-by-side comparison to really be able to tell. Meanwhile, you can see below, I'm gonna have to update the graphic below to the new route, but we'll get through the first gym today, and we'll get the Pokemon in in the encounter table that we want to go for. We're probably going to rotate between routes 3 and 4 because I don't think I'm going to want to stick to just one, but all the encounters are different, so it won't be quite as focused as the first hunt was because I could basically just swap between routes 1 and 2 the whole time and get a lot of similar encounters. Do I want light screen? Yeah, we don't need quick tag. This is a special attacker. Yeah. And Shiny Sylveon, not part of the team, can't be used in the gyms, but it will tag along for all advancements within the routes, and then I'll also probably want to use it for when I'm grinding for the shinies. Alright, Harrison. Getting berries will be very important to just make Squovit and Greedent go. Alright, what do we got here? Beat up. Sorry. Unfortunately, I'm going to have a very slow growing team, so it's not going to be super useful early on. I don't think I want to get a Roly-Poly because that'll do very poorly against the Water Gym. And it's just not my favorite design. It's a really good shiny. I like what they did with that, but overall, it just looks, it's cool and monstrous, but not for me. Give me some heals. Ah. I'm going to a 3-year-old's birthday later today, so I gotta probably hop off around 3 and run some errands before I head up there. What do we got here? What do you do? Already got a cherry berry. Not helpful. I guess every berry is appreciated when Squovit is your ace. Squovit might not be long for the long-term team, but that's okay. It'll be kind of tough though. My first shiny of the run to drop it. All right, rollout's gonna one-shot this guy. It's gotta. Wow. I really wanted shiny Dottler, but it's a pretty difficult Pokemon to shiny hunt in the first 2 routes because it's only a random encounter. It doesn't get any overworld appearances, and you really want to abuse the overworld encounters as your method overall. Overall, I actually enjoy the shiny hunting mechanic so far in Sword and Shield. It's pretty grindy, so it still feels like I'm earning the. Yeah, we'll catch Pancham. He's so cool. It still feels like I'm earning the shinies, but I can still get. Whenever you get the Brilliant Aura spawns, you have a significantly increased chance. So it's a little bit. It's challenging, but not gonna take you a literal eternity. So nice in between for my first attempt at something like this. We'll see Squovit's cool ability kick in a second. So he gets the berry heal, but then watch this. and it basically goes back to full. Because I've never used this poke. I wasn't compelled to use it in my first playthrough of Sword, but I guess this is proving to be a good opportunity for me to give Squovit a try. Squovit and Greedent. Greedent's just kind of creepy, but now I have that creepiness on my side. Strike fear into the opponents. One thing to make sure it's taken seriously. Panchim's always giving others a glare, but if it's not focusing, it ends up smiling. This is Jobs. For a little bit there, when the hunt was taking a while, I was like, I get them to do like almost a Professor Oak challenge of the first route, but at this point, that's not happening. Just going to the wild area opened up so many encounters, so not a shot that I do that. Killed the chances of that happening. Boldore is in play, and at least it's just solo rock type, so wouldn't be as bad as it could be against the water gym. What do we got over here? I remember so little about any of these routes. It's been since like 2019, because anytime I play Sword at this point, I'm at the end game. Got I completed. I did the full regional decks for the main game, but not the DLCs, and I just go into Dynamax Adventures anytime I turn that game on. Alright. Fight. Oh, we did forget to attach another Oranberry to this guy. That is an interesting ability. I have always wanted a shiny Gigalith, but I kind of want to get that in Gen 5. I feel like that would be way cooler. We were talking a lot yesterday about what we want out of the Ocarina of Time remake, and what is going on? This guy's just stalling me out. But yeah, when we want out of the Ocarina of Time remake, and overall, I definitely want it to stay true to the original and not get too. They really can't change too much because I feel like that would make so many fans angry. But I think they need to like obviously modernize it, but they need to keep it linear. I would be disappointed if they shifted towards a Breath of the Wild type setup with open world. So ideally that does not happen. What do we got over here? Oh, nice. Rock Blast. Interesting. I don't think I'll be using that because even if Greedent could learn it, I think Rollout has better accuracy, and once you get going, I feel like it could really just sweep a battle, which is ideal. Shiny Diglett. I think it has like a funny purple nose when you get one. Yeah, we're gonna get a little bit over leveled for the next gym. Oh, and I forgot to attach the berry again. I gotta remember to do that next time. This Timber is a little scary. That shouldn't do too much. because we are definitely not that heavy. The weight-based moves are pretty interesting when it like uses either the user's or opponent's weight to determine the power. I like the idea of that, and it's interesting, but it seems like it could cause you trouble if you're trying to battle online with the randomness of teams. When a meta is very established and there's lots of ground-ons or Kyogres going around, low kick might be a pretty optimal move just because you can you know what the meta is, you know what you'll be encountering, and you'll have low kick for very specific reasons. But in normal play, it just seems too variable. I'd rather have Brick Break on 90% of pokes. This is getting a little dicey. Crit. I think we risk the second crit and just hope that we can kill him too. Or get a crit of our own. Nope. Perfect. Idiot. You can see the fantasy football trophy behind me. That's for my Dynasty League. I actually technically should not have it. Another one? Jesus. It's absurd. Alright. I think we need a heal. I really need the item for this one. We're okay using items in battle. This isn't a Nuzlocke. Sometimes I forget that I don't need to abide by Nuzlocke rules, like in normal play. Half the time, I feel like my brain just defaults to that rule set now, but obviously it's just unnecessary to impose ridiculous challenges on yourself when you're just trying to have fun. But sometimes that can be a lot of fun. And just the team building and planning for battles is so entertaining. Just I like watching Flygon HG has some good, like he just turns out these Nuzlocke videos and they always tell a story. He has a really funny one where he only uses baby Pokemon in Gen 4, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and it's just extremely funny, but it creates such interesting team compositions. I kind of like watching the Platinum Kaizo streams every now and then, but I don't know if I'd ever something about emulators just doesn't feel as legitimate, and I feel like if I got a shiny in an emulator, it wouldn't feel like a legitimate shiny, and then I would just feel like I missed out on what I could have gotten on a real cartridge. School, okay, all right, we need to item up because we keep forgetting to. One of the best mechanics, or just like quality of life features they added was the quick sort you can do through this. Now, Silk Scarf is tempting, but we gotta go Oran Berry because the extra heal that you get out of Squovit whenever. No, not by name. Let's do it by number. Actually, let's check if there's any moves we would want to teach. Nothing. Payback. Not interested. Squovit does not have a giant learn set, that's for sure. Yeah, I like bite over payback anyway, so I'm not doing that. One of my hot takes is I don't hate Woobat. I think Woobat is just completely overhated. I like how ugly it is. I think you like when a Pokemon's ugly, you just have to still enjoy the design, and I think it has some pretty fun. It has a pretty fun move set. It's actually fun to use. So while it is an ugly little guy, I think it's got a signature move, good gimmicky moves, and especially for any double battles. So if you're playing in a game and there's a decent amount of double battles, you can get a lot of utility out of it. It has speed swap, I'm pretty sure, so you can tailwind speed swap and just kind of manipulate the move order using that. Drillbur is a weird looking little guy. I actually got a shiny Drillbur in Legends ZA, and that was on my final team. Shiny Excadrill is pretty cool. I'm not a big fan of Drillbur, but Excadrill is just a badass. It's got swords for arms, and the Mega is pretty ridiculous looking, and it was really fun to use. I did the online ZA battles a couple times, and Drillbur was good. It could really just get a ton of damage in like basically a specific alley. So if you just line everything up well, then it can body some people. All right, how are we doing for level? All right, we're approaching the level cap. Hopefully we can just stay at 20 before we enter the gym at least, but I just don't know what other required battles there are. And I'm gonna battle everybody in here, but if there's any trainers on the route beyond this, I'm gonna potentially skip those just so I can manage the levels a little bit better. We got a Sunstone. It's a little interesting. I think that actually opens up the door for Helioptile. That would actually be a really fun poke to use, and I love that. Let me see what it looks like in Gen 7. It's got a great shiny too. That is a Cowl's poke. Yeah, Helioptile before it evolves is unreal. And yeah, I think that might need to happen. That'd be so cool. Okay, evolves with the Sunstone, and yeah, we could start to build out a Sun team. I don't know if there's any Drought pokes that we can get in this game. It's funny. I would have expected Roly-Poly to be a little bit faster. I guess it's just a slow, but it's got like it's on a wheel, so it feels like it should be pretty quick. Body slam. Yep. All right, that's huge. Now we just got a massive stab move that can paralyze, spread some status. This is where Squirtle levels up. I think this is what was missing from Scarlet and Violet is while this isn't really a puzzle or a confusing route by any means, it does a good job of just breaking off from the open world, and you can get basically you get cooler environments by creating an indoor area. And this doesn't make it not an open world if you just have pockets like this broken off into the game. So I hope in Winds and Waves that I'm okay with a loading screen popping up between, like, if you enter a cave similar to Skyrim, because that's obviously an open world game, it just has different zones. I think that's okay, especially if you can just like basically build dungeons like that. We're gonna wipe the floor with this. What's her name? Bebe? Actually, I think it was question marks. We don't know her name yet. Yeah, she's all psychic then. We're just gonna one shot with bite. Atina would be a pretty fun shiny as well. And then what's it evolve into? I love the evolution. Hatterini. See, that's a shiny that's hard for me to tell. I can see the hat has a different tint, but it just doesn't pop that much for me. I don't think I'll be hunting that. And I used that one in my first playthrough of Sword, so we'll try to switch it up. I'm torn between whether I like the little sparkle for the hidden items, because it always felt like a cool um, discovery when you were able to find one of the hidden items, but you kind of take away the mystery, but you don't miss anything. So it's kind of and they kind of repopulate it, so there's just more to find throughout the game. So you don't run out of the hidden items. All right, we don't want to battle that person over there, but I want to peek at. What's that poke running around? That's weird. Oh no, that's a person. So Pumpkaboo would be a good shiny, but it's not my favorite poke. It's another grass option though. I think I would go Gossifleur over that. I think we'll be able to battle the gym leader pretty soon after this. We got Diglett over here. I think there's Pikachu back here, right? Left trike. Really? It's like so little health. I'm surprised I didn't catch. I think Electrike has a slightly more difficult catch rate than your standard early pokes. If we got a Switch 2 edition of this game, it's probably a 0.01% chance that actually happens. But if they just updated the textures on the ground and stuff like that, maybe fix those trees that everyone complained about, I think this game could look great because they have some really nice set pieces and interesting areas, but there's just certain things that are a little jarring compared to the quality of the textures of other. Like the buildings look great, but then the ground looks like crap. So Electric would actually be a fun shiny too. I don't think we're going to be hunting. Oh wait, actually I don't want to battle you. You figure out what I'm doing for dinner tonight. I got some late night Five Guys last night. I had a weird schedule to my meals. I ate real early and then it's not bad. I just don't really want to rack up that much more experience, honestly. I don't think we need any of these items either. We're just gonna be running a berry as the held item. I think we can go take on the gym, honestly. Be a little overload. But yeah, Meowth. That would be the main target in this route. What's up, Hop? Yeah, like I think these cities look so nice. All of the buildings, I love what they do with the color. And the gyms are just the best they've ever been. Scarlet and Violet, I did enjoy the battles a lot. I thought Terra forms, Terastallization did a great job of just taking a theme of a Pokemon like the Sudowoodo that became a grass type. I thought that was really clever, and it almost gave you a different perspective on a lot of different pokes and allowed them to thrive in different ways. By being able to change the type, it just makes it makes the every Pokemon so much more versatile. And funnily enough, it's like I feel like it's a blessing for ice and bug types because the worst part about those types is that they're just weak to so many things. So it made everything more viable, which is always a good thing. Yeah, and I love this section over here. I think that's like the big open field. Yeah, there's like the big markings on the hill. I think it's from the legendaries or it's like an ancient thing or something. Leaf stone, interesting. Yeah, like that's just wild looking. That reminds me of Breath of the Wild with like those big sections of the map that have all the markings on the ground. I think it's Tears of the Kingdom, actually. Alright, well, it's a grass type, so rollout isn't going to be as useful as I thought. For some reason, I had in my mind that it was a bug type gym, but I was wrong about that. What level are we at, anyways? Level 20, so we're technically not over leveled. I like that. We gotta box everything that isn't going to be used. Gotta check out what's in that store down there. But let's heal up and box the 9 shinies. We're gonna bring some non-shinies onto the team just to grind experience as we work for the next shiny. Um, Kind of like soft work at a living dex throughout all of this, but not the main goal. So I'm gonna stick to the routes where we're hunting things. 126. Oh, you're in the right spot. Where does Chubbs belong? 111. And Electrike is 66. I do love shiny Electrike, but I actually already have one in my. I bought a copy of Ruby, maybe like 3 years ago, and there was a shiny metric on it named Clutch. So whoever the mystery person is out there that caught that, good job. And he is sitting in my box in Pokemon Leaf Green now. I'm probably gonna transfer him up because I need to catch him myself. I think some shinies I'm really compelled to transfer up. Like I have a shiny Politoed and Ultra Sun from a shiny playthrough I did recently. But that's one where I want to bring it up so I can use it in competitive battles because it's just too cool and I can get it doesn't have drizzle, so I would be able to use a ability capsule or was it the ability patch that gives you the hidden ability because right now it just has damp, I think. So that's actually a pretty good utility ability for if you're shiny hunting anything that has self-destruct, but it's not useful for anything outside of that. And it's rare that you are battling against a self-destruct poke in a battle. I feel like there's some games where that was a big thing, but most of the time it's not. Friend ball. Oh, that's sweet. That's going to be an interesting challenge is trying to catch pokes in the cooler custom balls, the apricorn balls. Yeah, we're not wasting money on that. Meowth also gets his payday, which is a pretty cool move to have, so that's a point for Meowth. There's a chance that we hunt Meowth and Gossifleur. I think we're going to do the Gossifleur first, though, and make Meowth the third target. But I got to see what else is available. Patrick Ewing entering the field. Getting on the court. Alright, so we're definitely going to be well above the level cap by the end of this gym challenge, but does this work? This is funny. It's like soccer. All right, go, go, go. Oh no. All right, let's just double check that we got our items set up. Nope. This game is so generous with items. The best is Gen 5, where it just gives you an Eviolite so early in the game. Eviolite, you get Lucky Egg early too, I'm pretty sure. They set up the level curve perfectly in that game. Alright, I'm glad we got a good stab move now. We were rocking tackle for way too long. There's actually a reason to use it over bite instead. With stab at 40 damage, it's doing 60, same as bite, but it has no chance to flinch, so it's just never the move. We actually might get through this at the level cap. That'd be pretty impressive. Thought we were gonna go way over. Not battling the This is a funny little mini game. We gotta go back and battle that last person though. Still slightly disappointed I didn't get the Wooloo. That was the normal type I was hoping to get, but we'll take school of it. Got Budu. I'll just body slam. Hopefully we don't. Oh, it outspeeds me. I guess yeah, the Roselia line's pretty quick. I always forget that. For some reason, I just view it as like slower because it doesn't look like it should be fast. Like a flower. Why is a flower moving so quickly? I guess it gets blown in the wind. It's as fast as the wind. Maybe that's the lore. Yeah, these body slams are doing a ton of damage. Perfect. I think we can finish off with a bite. So I think what I'm gonna need to do is I want to use Berry Pouch pretty strategically in the battle. So I'm gonna have to. Alright, this will be. So I think we should get it to. No Man Left Behind. There we go. Leah, you look a little tired there. I've never used a bounce sweep. Body Slam is just smoking everybody. Alright, we might get the level here, but I'd really like to be right at the edge, and then we can level up in battle. Abide by the level cap. And we're ready for the gym now. This is exciting. First gym down. Can't believe we got it so quickly. Gym leader time. Let's go. So we need to strategically use the berry pouch move, because basically, or cheek pouch, whatever it's called, it'll we can get a defense boost, a pretty big one. And then I'd like to get the heal and then Gigantamax. And we'll have like boosted defense, boosted HP, boosted attack, and I think we can take it out. So we just need to time Gigantamax and the berry pouch move correctly. First gym, let's go. I'm just not a big fan of Milo. He just looks kind of weird. The big hat is the hat. He's a jacked guy with an even gianter hat. I have no idea what to expect out of this team. Cannot remember what he's packing. Alright, so he's got 2 folks. Alright, so I think if we just take out the Gossifleur, hopefully this like doesn't quite kill. Alright. Alright, here's the strategy. We are going to now use Stuffed Cheeks so we can get the defense boost active. A little premature, but that's okay. Alright, now we can Body Slam. And then we Gigantamax after this. Tough as wheat. Eldegoss. Yeah. I think that's going to be the hunt. It just looks so cool. Alright. Here we go. How much damage is this doing? 130? Yeah. Here we go. Let's see this big shiny squirrel. He's beautiful. Come on, fat tire. Ooh, this might be kind of tough. I'm a little nervous right now. So I think it's a special attacker, so the defense boost didn't really do too much. I was probably a little premature on using the cheeks move. Oh jeez. Can I even heal? We did not play this right. Oh jeez. Just do so much damage. Alright, I'm mildly concerned right now. I should have just max protected, then used the super potion, but we'll use another, and then I think we can still take this out. We just need to... Alright, we're gonna heal one more time. Okay. Why? It did so much damage when I was in Gigantamax form. It's crazy. There we go. I think we probably outspeed now. Okay. Who said we can't use items in battle? Got the dub. And now I think our Sylveon will be somewhat obedient. Good. Pay attention to the text to see if it lets us know that certain pokes can obey us now. Not bad. We like moves that don't miss. Milo's just a weird looking dude. Alright. I don't know what's on Route 5. We should check that. Alright, Minccino, who I like, has no Farfetch'd in Shield. That's a little bit of a bummer. We get Spritzy. That's not happening. So, yeah, there's... not really anything I want to catch on Route 5. I like Stuffle, but I don't know if I'm just another normal type. It's got the fighting type at least, but I don't know if I'm into it. What's Wobbuffet shiny? Spritzy actually has a great shiny. But it's so ugly. It's ugly, but it does try hard. It's the gift Pokemon. Ooh, we get a Toxel. Can we reset for the Toxel? Yeah, it's shiny locked. Why do they do that? That would have been a fun one. little bit of a bummer. All right. Well, what we're gonna do next is let's just go peek at Route 5. I just want to see if that's exactly what it said on Cerebi. I mean, Poker Earth is never wrong, but worth a check. Okay. We're not going to do Route 5. I think we're going to be grinding Route 3 here. All right, let's fly back there. We're just going to get a little setup for the first hunt. The second hunt, I should say. This route has a bunch of good ones. So you do have Roly-Poly, which is kind of interesting. We might dabble in Roly-Poly. Corvisquire just chilling over there. Yeah, it's going to be a Gossifleur grind. And Trubbish, which wouldn't be the end of the world either. We're going to take all encounters, though. I really don't want to target Zigzagoon, so we'll definitely get some encounters, but it's going to be primarily a Gossifleur hunt. All right, so who do we want to add here? Just kind of want to get some Evos in, so evolve Hoot. Then honestly, we just need to. All right, let's get Yamper first because that's almost evolved. That'll happen quick. So the team's going to be primarily consisting of Squobit won't leave the team, but we're just going to have all these guys so we can get pickup items. And then we're going to take Yamper over. This is 19. Yeah, we got some evolutions that we can finally get now. We do have, is this? No, this is Waterstone. I can't remember. Evolve Purloin. My Chudo's also pretty close, so we should be able to get a good amount of evolutions for the second hunt. Bunnelby. Well, our first Greedent is for sure going to be the shiny one, so we'll get the Greedent during this hunt. We're definitely going to be over leveled, but that's okay. Electrike, Mudbray. Alright, yeah, so we got some good pokes in the box to evolve while we do this hunt, but I think that's about it. I'm going to head over to Route 3, and we will begin hunting. Let me see if there's any balls. I don't know. Oh, TMs. Actually, this might be helpful now. False swipe, yes. And protect, reflect. I think we're good on everything else right now. Let's teach false swipe to somebody. Magical Leaf on Leafeon's pretty cool. Let's do that. Let's drop. Kind of like priority Baby Allies, but Light Screen's kind of better in terms of just defending. Let's drop. I mean, we can run them all back, so just get rid of Light Screen. Nothing can learn? Okay, we need a false swiper. Who can learn false swipe? I'd be surprised if Thievul couldn't. Are there any scratchy looking guys? Probably Bunnelby. Let's get Bunnelby on the team. Nope. Not the one. We'll check Thievul. Actually, no. More, yeah, Purloin has to be able to. No. Jesus. Let's look it up so I'm not wasting time. Wow, I don't think I have anything that can learn this move. That's crazy. How is that? There's nothing I can really catch. Oh, by technology, yeah. So that doesn't seem like a lot. I was looking at only the ones that learn it by level up. So, Pancham? Alright, Pancham it is. Pancham is a dog. What do we got for an ability on this one? Pretty horrible, but that's okay. We'll box scout. It's a little OP. Yeah, we're gonna be shuffling everybody around for this team for this hunt, but more than anything, we just want a shiny, so we're just gonna be grinding for that. Okay, we're gonna wrap up pretty quickly, but we are going to take out a Gossifleur to start the hunt officially. This will be the first one down. Easy. If we get any PP ups, we're putting it right on Body Slam because that'll be very useful throughout this. Okay. And I think that's about it. So we're going to wrap up here. And I will be on later tonight to start off hunt number 2. See you, everyone.